Hello, everyone. I'm Jacob. Today, in this video, I would like to share my story about my middle life crisis. My middle life crisis came around 45, 46, and that time I was completely down financially, physically, and mentally. Everything all came together, and it hit me really hard. And I thought I have no hope anymore. Like I I couldn't think about anything for the future. Financially, I was completely broke. My China operation completely went bankrupt, and physically, I was completely devastated by the excessive heavy drinking alcohol, and then mentally, the heavy drinking finally drove me into the alcoholism and also create a lot of mental issues. And that time, I let me say, I just almost in a state of abandoning everything, just giving up. Right? And then one day, I made up my mind. I made one very important, very critical decision in hindsight now. I decided to go to take a job at a pig farm in the mountain, one of the mountain in Korea. And then that day, the moment I arrived there, the first sight, I cannot forget the moment. I was crying, and because of the mountain, the view, the mountain was snow capped everywhere, and it just made break into tears. It was absolutely beautiful. Actually, the snow things, at the time, I hadn't seen any real snow during my living in abroad, especially that time. I lived in most of my time, lived in very southern part of China, so you don't have any opportunity to see real snow there. And it's warm city. And the scene that day I saw was absolutely beautiful, which I missed almost more than 20 years. And then I cried. And later, anyway, I worked there doing the lowest, level of work I ever done in my whole life. And in my spectrum until that time, I never imagined I myself do that kind of job in Korea. Anyway, all the shit, you know, dungs, urine, and excrement, all the dead bodies, the smell, all the from hundreds of pigs. And that was terrible, actually, work. And later, sudden turnaround to my career came to me by accident, and later I opened this shop in the another town in Korea. And then what I'm saying now is the decision I worked for the pig farm that time eventually become a great strength, motivation to later my part of my life here. It has been 9 years already. And then the work here also very exhausting, tired, and repetitive, tedious. Anything you can imagine, like that kind of least preferable job here. But I never complain about it to myself because compared to the work I did in that pig farm, it's nothing. Here, the work, how hard it is nothing compared to the work I did at the pig farm that time. And then that kind of sentiment made me stay strong, persistent, and make me very independent. I don't rely on anybody else to run this place. I've done this place, the work, everything alone by myself. And like my all the capacity to manage this place and maintain this place become better during the course of 9 years time. I experienced so many things like, and I cope with all the natural like things also, like heavy rain or full rainy season and hurricane, typhoon season, and snow, and all these kind of things, right? And then I've done through all this for 9 years, and then I'm very now seasoned, very experienced, and I know what I have to do for the next season, all this kind of thing. And this kind of ability I will never had if it was not for the experience from the pig farm. And then if if it was not for the pig farm experience, I will never have that kind of now current my sentiment to appreciate the work here and grateful and positive about it. Something. And also I feel very comfortable. I mean, I don't have any problem with being alone here. I don't have any problem of the dealing tons of garbage here, collecting, cleaning, and doing dishes every day. No problem at all. It doesn't bother me at all. And mentally, I'm very trained and well, like I mean, anyway. And then another thing is, I found myself. I'm pretty fit to this work, and like I'm still be proud of myself with this work. Maybe I'm the one of the best, at least in this town, if not the whole country. And the thing I feel very ironical about the things happening now in the world, somehow there are so much drastic shift changes about our work things, right? Job, and basically we cannot keep up with the change at all. And I see so many people, even from the customer here, I see their anxiety for the future and that kind of things, right? And uncertainty. I can feel the enormous uncertainty from everybody's eyes. And but the thing, because of because I am mentally and physically well trained, with my current work. And somehow I believe I don't really mind for the change, whatever it comes later. I mean, anyway, I'm not aiming for some kind of ops work or some kind of work using your intelligence, knowledge things, and it's not my within my spectrum. I just feel comfortable with physically doing this kind of work now, even if chores. I don't mind, and I'm comfortable with this. Actually, let's say I have become to feel comfortable this kind of work during the course of last 9 years here. My body and everything, mentality, sentiment also now become fitted to this work, and that's why I feel comfortable. What I'm saying is the anyway, like in the new world, those age group people like us, like me, like 50 above something, any out there, whatever your high profile or whatever it is, there's nothing there you can catch up, you can catch. I mean, anyway, those works you prefer or desirable works for the conventional generation like us, especially Gen X, there's nothing there you can catch. That's the thing, right? I mean, those jobs become so rare. Even all the smart young guys from very high academic background, to them also very difficult to land, right? And that's why I may see a lot of anxiety from those people these days. But for me, because of that decision I made earlier to go to have a job at pig farm, eventually, ironically, made my current self, and it kept me in kind of confidence about my future. Anyway, this kind of job will not be replaced by any what kind of technology or whatever the change is, because so few people want to do this, right? But anyway, whatever the job is, if you feel comfortable, if you feel grateful, then I think it's still okay to be proud of yourself with the job. Anyway, through this job, I have been 9 years. I resolved a lot of my own problem also, midlife crisis things, and financially and physically, mentally, I'm pretty much recovered, and I really appreciate that things and that I've done it well up to now, and I don't mind at all for even for the future. I do same work if possible. I'll do it, no problem. I don't mind my current myself, and I feel proud of myself for the achievement I made, although it's not making a lot of money or it doesn't make me very significant somebody in the society, but I feel pretty okay with my current self and my job. Anyway, that's my mindset for the future, and wish me good luck, and thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.